Welcome back. Why your weight keeps rebounding and how to stop the cycle. If your weight keeps dropping, then creeping back up, this video will help you understand why and how to break the cycle without stricter rules or more willpower. Saw this online, see if you can relate to it. My weight keeps rebounding after weight loss, fluctuating by 11 pounds. The cycle of losing and regaining has been going on ever since I started trying to lose weight at the end of 2024, about a year ago. I'm currently eating around 1,800 calories a day and walk for about 2 hours daily. When I overeat, it usually ends up being a binge of roughly 4,000 calories. So I'm going to break this down for you a little bit so you understand why the weight fluctuates and how to keep your habits a little bit more consistent so you can lead a healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Reggie. I'm the founder of Fit for Freelance. I help business owners lose weight and feel their best without crash diets or guilt. Big thing here, we want to help you create a sustainable and realistic plan for eating and exercise. This is the key. This is what you want to do. So if you are struggling with, cutting back a ton of calories and then you eat back 4,000 calories, almost like twice your daily amount, then that means your changes probably aren't realistic for you or sustainable. So you want to have that in mind here. If you're tired of these kinds of inconsistent results, you can take that Live Aligned scorecard link below to figure out what's getting in the way with your health goals. Now, besides a sustainable and realistic plan for eating and exercise, something that you can maintain that's actually reasonable for the life that you want to live, I'll put a video that I just recorded on that below. There's also a chance that you're staying around the appropriate weight for your genes, environments, and habits. So this is something that people tend to forget, is that your body just reflects what you do. It's a reflection of your genes, environments, and habits. Now, that's not to say that it's all about your choices and discipline and willpower and like self-control and all that jazz. It's also about, your genetic history, how your body creates hormones and stores energy and all that stuff, your environment, the place you live, and the places where you make decisions, the systems that you have. That's a big part. Whether you know what healthy eating is in the first place, if you have adequate nutrition, education, that kind of stuff, that's all in your environment. If you can access healthy foods as easily as you can, the shelf stable and deep fried foods, right? That's your environment and your habits, the choices you make in those systems with your body and surroundings, right? If you are finding yourself around a certain weight, that's because your body is constantly adapting in order to keep you at a place that's most suitable for that combination of things, those genes, environments, and habits. Think about this for a little bit. It's not like your body is just miraculously doing something outside of this. It also highlights when you're trying to change your habits, you're trying to change a lot of stuff with your habits. You're trying to create a system inside of your environment that suits your goals better. And you might be working against your genes too. So these are all things to keep in mind and add a lot of context to your health picture so you don't just feel bad about yourself for trying to use a unsustainable and unrealistic plan, right? So there's a chance that you're staying around the appropriate weight for your genes, environments, and habits. Next question you want to ask is, do you have to lose weight? So people just assume like, if I lose weight, I'll be happier or my life will be better, right? That's not always the case, especially if you like doing things that don't contribute to weight loss, like eating sweet foods. Like, I don't know if I should elaborate more on that, but if you like making the choices that you've been making and they don't contribute to weight loss, then you want to think like, do I really want to lose weight right now? Or do I have to lose weight in order to feel happy and fulfilled and satisfied, right? Another question here is, do you have to lose weight? Some people think they have to lose weight, but they don't really have a lot of extra fat to lose in the first place. They're not really overweight. So you want to check to see if your percent body fat is within a healthy range. And then you'll have more context for your decision on whether you want to lose weight. Or you can talk with your doctor, who will also be able to inform that decision so you can have a clear picture of what's important to you and whether you should be making changes in the first place instead of fighting your physiology and how your body works and all that stuff. Like, just think about it. Do you have to lose weight? Another thing, in order to properly consider this, you want to look at what you want the healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams to look like. Big thing is, my vision for you is every entrepreneur knows what the healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams looks like. So you want to think clearly about what that is. Does that mean being super restrictive or like doing everything on your diet and exercise plan perfectly, so you're like always shredded like bodybuilder mode? Or are you able to enjoy yourself in terms of balancing your diet, having some less healthy food sometimes, having some big days eating? If you go out to watch the game or something, you have a 4,000 calorie meal with some onion rings, right? Like those kinds of things can be part of the healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams. You just want to decide what that looks like for yourself. Now, I don't want to go on another rant about this because I just recorded that other video, but think about this for yourself. Then, what you want to do is think about like the level of effort and practice and systems creating that it takes in order to get those results. If you want to be like a top 10 physique kind of person, right? Like, here's something. I'm just going to go a little off script with it. In terms of like when it comes to body image stuff, when people are looking at, social media or TV or movies or any of that, you see like the most fit people on that and you think that's what a normal body looks like. And it's not. Those is like a top percentile of fitness. So if you compare yourself to that, or you get in your head like this is what I need to look like in order to be happy or anything like that, then you're not really thinking clearly in terms of like what average is, what can be considered normal. And also, if you want that kind of result, you have to do the kind of things that those people do in order to get those results. Extraordinary results, you have to have extraordinary systems or practices. And some of these people that you see online are airbrushing their photos. They're not real pictures. They're doing like post editing in Photoshop. A lot of them, I've done the celebrity weight loss stories. They've got live-in chefs. Some of them are taking medications that you don't have access to or you may not want to use. So like all kinds of things. But sometimes just remembering the basics, like what is considered normal, then you can think about like, do you want to have extraordinary results either way? And if you want that, you have to have a system to do that. So keep that in mind too. That could be why you're always rebounding, because you're a normal person. You're not on some like super bodybuilding thing. You probably don't even hire a personal trainer. So like that is a big thing to keep in mind here. Next thing I want to talk about here, it's okay to overeat sometimes. Be mindful of whether it's a binge or just a regular old big meal. I see this a lot online where there sometimes are eating binges, and then there's also binge eating and disordered eating, right? This kind of rebounding here in this case, I'm not going to diagnose anything because I don't have the qualification to do that. It's just there is a lot that goes into restriction and then refeeding and like catching up with calories, right? That could be something to look out for. You might take an eating disorder screening test to explore that more. But sometimes like you just overeat, and that can be like a normal thing too, where like, all right, I don't usually eat like a double cheeseburger with french fries, right? But sometimes that mood strikes, the situation calls for it. It seems like a good idea. And that's just like a big meal. You don't have to feel bad about that kind of choice. You just want to make that choice with the awareness of, why you're making it. Think about your food, think about how you feel before and after and during. If you enjoyed it, then it's all good, right? It doesn't have to be like a binge or something negative associated with that experience. All right. Another thing to look at here, how often do you do it when you have weight loss goals? Now, if you are trying to lose weight, it makes sense to be thoughtful about how you make those kinds of big meal decisions, right? If you are in a weight loss program, you don't want to go out and get that burger and fries 5 days a week, 6 days a week, or you could, but then you have to make other adjustments in your eating and exercise routines, right? So if you are making informed decisions, that's the biggest thing I want you to do here. That way you can think about how often you do it when you have weight loss goals. And it's okay, just be mindful of it. Think about how you are processing your urges, menu options, all that stuff to make a great choice, right? Finally, another thing on this, a single big day of eating won't create 11 pounds of body weight change. It's very easy to simplify things like, oh, I just made one mistake and everything's off track. However, that's not how it works. Usually it's just like you've doubled your calories or you've had a big meal. And then if you get back on track with your next meal, back to like a more healthy, plant driven, high fiber diet in your next meal, you're not going to gain that extra weight. So this is something to look out for, like letting things slide and then continuing not to get back on track. That's when you rebound for lots of pounds, right? There's going to be some weight fluctuation in general between like water retention and hormone cycles and all that stuff. But if you keep making those high fat, high sugar, high calorie choices, your body is going to show you those results. And that's just consequences. That's just how nature will work. So what you want to do is just gently get back on track, have a plan that's realistic and sustainable. That way you can make informed decisions. Back to that. Something else I like to point out, most people need more fiber in their diet. 25 to 30 grams per day or more is a standard recommendation. So if you're low on that, you're making your diet harder. That's going to cause you to rebound a lot or feel hungrier and go on those yo-yo excursions and feel bad about yourself. So just get enough fiber, that'll definitely help you out. So those are some tips for you. When it comes to why your weight keeps rebounding, look out for how you're eating, how you're planning, how you're making adjustments, and if your choices are matching the life that you want to lead. The Live Line scorecard is linked below. That way you get personalized tips, and ask you some questions, give you a customized answer, and then you know the best next steps for you to take. And then next you can watch thinking about a cheat day on Thanksgiving. Watch this. I made a video. It's all about these cheat meals and big meals and how you don't have to feel bad about it. I make it every Thanksgiving. I want you to see it. I'll put that there. So that's today's message. As always, keep practicing. Peace.